I think we can proceed. The house can't hear me. You're the only one who can hear me, and probably the online audience as well. We're just going to check if there's any questions on the online platforms, and we'll type them in. But if not, we'll just proceed as normal. All right, we are ready to proceed.
Welcome back, everybody. And let me thank, I think Nombolelo, you had a strong role in making sure that we are all together now. So thank you very much. I hope you had a good tea break. I hope that the weather is beautiful in Ndlambe today. And I don't know, I think Ottawa's got summer, so I'm sure it's lovely there as well. We are going to now shift gears a bit and go to the side of the community and stakeholders who are beneficiaries of the municipality in the way in which it is engaging in a more inclusive manner, I would say. So we're going to be looking at three beneficiaries. It's Ms. S. Mbabela, Mr. X. Makeleni, and Ms. Magau. But before we go to them, Ms. Kawekazi Mampana from the municipality as well. And we also have Ms. Nozi Makanda, who is from the Salga side, who has a broad range of experience as a politician and in various levels, and also now is the portfolio head of inclusive communities from Salga's side. So I'm going to invite Ms. Nozi Makanda to get us started by just framing this panel, and then we're going to hear from the beneficiaries and from the municipality itself around how they've been engaging with these beneficiaries, and that will give a nice flavor for this panel. Ms. Makanda, over to you to get us started, please.
Good afternoon, Jeremy, and good afternoon to all the South Africans that are in the panel, and a very good day to all the Canadians that are out there. And I must say, it is an absolute pleasure to be part of this discussions in these mini conferences. I have followed all of them, Jeremy, and maybe let me just acknowledge the protocols here. The executive mayors and mayors that are part of these discussions, from the program director initially, Uma Mutsengo, and the executive mayor of Ndlambe, and the executive mayor of Ottawa, and of course the FCM director, Marion. I've actually enjoyed how she has consistently made presentations that are unique to the municipalities that are involved. I actually enjoyed that. The Global Affairs Canada, the BIGM team, a remarkable job there. The PDOs and the PDO here, and the political leaders that are there, and officials of municipalities from both sides. Greetings this afternoon. For a start, maybe I could start with a phrase: if women ruled the world, and leave it there hanging, and for us to mull over, consider what has been happening around the world, and over history, and who has been at the helm of leadership, and take examples of how leadership has emerged during the time of COVID, internationally and locally. For a start, Jeremy, maybe let me just look into first the BIGM program and the insistence on inclusivity, and the efforts of the municipalities to incorporate inclusivity into the program of BIGM is very commended. We now, I can sense that we now have structured programs to intentionally include women and all vulnerable groups into the program of municipalities. And part of the work going forward will be to strengthen the achievements and benchmark with other municipalities, learning from these 6 municipalities that were part of this program. Maybe if I may just go through what gender means. Sometimes we tend to have different interpretations. What I found interesting was that gender is referring to a range of characteristics pertaining to and differentiating between femininity and masculinity. And depending on the context, these characteristics may include biological sex, sex-based social structures, or other gender identity. In a patriarchal society worldwide, gender has come to be associated with women involvement because of the deliberate exclusion of women over time in all matters of social life, including, of course, government life. Now, for SALGA, what I would like to share with the conference today is that SALGA has established a SALGA Women's Commission in 2010, with the intention of coordinating, promoting, and advocating for gender-appropriate strategies and practices within the member municipalities and to feed into the regional and continental processes. And to this end, we're part of the UCLG and the United Nations work on gender issues. And then part of the campaign of the SWC has been towards the 50-50 campaign, and in terms of women representation politically in the structures of government at local, provincial, and international level, and as well as in the administration of the municipalities. And this has been kind of slow, but the campaign has intensified over time. Again, there is the gender focal work activism that is mobilized with our partners that have worked with us, Gender Links, and related campaigns that are out there in South Africa established to drive the feminist program. Understanding gender mainstreaming in municipal planning and budgeting is part of the program of the SWC. And then part of the feminism work is to putting women at the center and establishing and empowering women structures. And what we have done is to establish multi-party women caucuses in municipalities and have been driving to have them recognized as Section 79 committees. And we also have the special programs units in municipalities and with stakeholders like the Women's Forum, youth organizations, the elderly, the people with disabilities, children. And we really need to actively start talking about establishing structures that will involve the non-binary people. And so inclusivity work, that is key to it, is that nothing about us without us. So in municipalities, we then establish and involve interest groups into the work of municipalities. And this work has happened over time, and it has also led to the formation of a number of structures that are there at municipal level to encourage women participation. And maybe, if I may also consider something that is of interest that I've picked up on the days that I've been part of the program, is that the work that has been done in the 6 municipalities in terms of the involvement of women. I'm interested to see how it has been included in the IDPs, because key to what we need to do in the gender focal work is to use the information on the situational analysis to influence planning and gender focal work programs as partners and stakeholders in the work. And so we will be interested to see how the IDPs of these municipalities in particular have changed. And I'm really interested in the gender-based analysis plus program. And we need to customize that to influence the general framework on vulnerable groups. And as SALGA, we have in our plans this financial year to look into the available frameworks out there for mainstreaming of vulnerable groups generally, and for gender mainstreaming in particular into the municipalities. So the gender-based analysis plus tool that has been introduced through this program is definitely going to form part of such tools to influence our framework going forward. And we would want to also have one framework for local government and government in general that will influence through our partners in the sector departments at IGR, that will also influence the plans and interventions of SALGA in the next 5 years. Jeremy, maybe what has been interesting to note is that from the discussion since Monday that I've participated in through the this live streaming network is to look into how indeed we've kind of mainstreamed all the programs and included women across. And because as Uchelo was saying, climate change is everybody's business. And I think policy reflected with this one. And women bear the brunt of the effects of climate change. And across all societies, women are the ones that are badly affected. And as such, if you include and have women at the helm of leading the climate change adaptation mechanisms programs in municipalities and in communities, I promise you will see a turnaround and an attitude change in our communities and how we relate with our environment so that it does not bite back at us. And as Upido has said, to ensure that we do not relate to our environment as if it is a disaster, but to find mechanisms to adapt and plan around it to ensure that it doesn't affect us negatively. Underdevelopment, poverty, unemployment, inequality mostly bear the face of a woman in South Africa, and therefore the LED programs that are directed at them are part of the mainstreaming work that we want to see happening and institutionalized across the municipalities in South Africa. And therefore the buzzword is mainstreaming of work to ensure that we include all those that have been previously excluded and ensure that the work continues, because it is in our interest to empower and strengthen the participation of women and all the vulnerable groups into the programs of the municipality. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Nozi. Those are very inspiring words. And I mean, there's some catchphrases that I'm sitting with around your first statement, which you left hanging, which indeed, I think it's time for us to think about how we will complete that sentence. And intentions here at all. Disability. If we can
Jeremy, I don't know if you can hear me.
Local economic development. How have you been engaging with this as a municipality? And then we'll go to some of the beneficiaries themselves. Kawakazi, to you.
Jeremy, you broke up. We didn't hear the last 1 minute.
Yeah, I thought it was
I'm
just
told
me.
that I'm told that my connection, having been so good the last few days, is a little bit patchy. So I hope you can all hear me now. I'm looking at you, Nozi. Are you getting, am I clear? Okay, great. So I was just thanking Nozi for those insights and challenges to us around particularly mainstreaming people who have been previously excluded. And this is where I was wanting to shift to you, Kawekazi Mampana from Ndlambe, who I understand is the LED manager. And it would be great to hear from you. How are you engaging the community of Ndlambe in an inclusive manner to make sure that opportunities are shared with those who might not have had them before? So Kawekazi, let's start with you, please.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy. I think what I can actually say is that working for LED within Ndlambe, my role is to ensure that we are actually ensuring that the conditions are actually conducive for economy to triumph within the area. And we're trying to do that in a manner that it accommodates and includes everybody. But we are actually having a special focus with women, with young people, with disabled people. That is the vulnerable groups that we always talk about within the government sectors. So as an LED person, our role is to ensure that if we are actually having young people within Ndlambe Municipality, we want to ensure that they are actually benefiting and given an opportunity to ensure that they play an active role within the economy of the country. We know the rate of unemployment is very high, and we know that we are a country that is actually a youth-friendly country. So the majority of people that are unemployed in the country are people that are young people. It is that particular sector within the community that we are focusing on. That is actually the role of the LED, to ensure that vulnerable groups are accommodated and are playing a significant role within the economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kawakazi. Let's hear from some of the beneficiaries, and I'm pleased to introduce three of you. And let me start with Ms. Babela. Tell us about how you have engaged with the municipality and how they have supported or enabled you to grow as a business person.
Okay. The name is Sunkim Babela. I'm a beauty therapist. I have my very own day spa in the location. And I had problems with my roofing when I started to go and ask for help from municipality. I kept on explaining to them that I have asbestos on my roof, and when it's raining, my roof is leaking, so I can't work, because I make sure I have at least 3 to 4 clients per day. And they managed to help me. I have a new roof. My place is renovated inside and out. I now have more clients, and I managed to hire 2 people, which I trained, and I have my very own day spa, and I'm very happy. I thank them every day. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I get inspired when I hear stories like this. A simple thing like a roof and a sympathetic ear from those in government. It's not difficult to fix a problem like that, and yet the implications are huge. So let's not move from you yet. Tell us a little bit more about how do you engage with your municipality? I mean, do you just walk in? Are they like, or do they reach out? Has it always been like this?
Well, I had to, when you have to go and find out from people, you go to the reception and you ask them who can help you with things like these when you have such a problem, because I have my own business. And then I would also tell them what I do, and I would invite them and tell them, show them the nails that I do, so they can come and see my place. So obviously, if they come and do their nails and do their massages, they obviously know how the place looks.
Yeah. And especially if you invite them on a rainy day, they would experience firsthand. Eh?
Sadly, I will say I'm fully booked because it's raining and my day spa is closed because it's raining.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that. And I'm glad that you found someone who, the municipality was amenable and supportive of your requests. Great. Let's go to you, Mr. Makeleni. I understand you have a Chisanyama.
Thank you.
It's working, yeah.
Is it working? Thank you, Jeremy. My name is Tolani. I'm running a Chisanyama in the township. I'm proudly to say that I went to municipality to help me with the funding. They kept me going because I could help so many people. I managed to employ 4 female staff and 2 bride masters. The funding came at a time when the economic conditions were not favorable for everyone. We used that opportunity to buy some machinery to ensure that, to make sure that we got sustainability in the business. Thank you.
Thank you. And Kolani, there's this focus on employing community. So I'm just going back to Nozi's. What informed your decision of?
You're breaking again, Jeremy.
I should be coming back. Kalani, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now you're clear now.
Okay. So Kalani, I was just asking you, what informed the decision to employ more people and who to employ?
It's part of our job creation strategy to employ some people to keep the business going and expand. Can you hear me? Huh?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Kalani, I can hear you. This is sometimes our challenge with the connectivity. It goes perfectly and then it just hits a little pothole. So I'm sorry about the pothole that we're experiencing, but what I've heard you say is that the business needed was growing and so you could employ more people. Did you choose to employ women because of the pressure from the municipality, or is that something that you're wanting to grow in your own business?
No, I haven't received any pressure from the municipality.
Okay. Okay.
But basically, I mean, women need to be employed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Let's go to Ms. Magau. On your left, I think, Kolani. If I'm understanding, ma'am, you are a laundry entrepreneur. Tell us about your experience, please.
Quickly sanitizing your mic. Just give us a second. And you should be able to speak. Okay, please encourage them to use multiple languages. If they can use their native tongue, then we can always translate.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. I'm not comfortable to speak English. Can I speak Xhosa?
Khawuthetha isiXhosa, Mama, and Sizo a translator.
Okay. Igama lam ke ndinguvuyelwa Magawu. Siyi-co-op, singomama abayi-5. Senza i-laundry apha ePort Alfred. Siye sabona ukuthi indlala iyasibetha kakhulu njengoba umama bekhe wathetha ngendlala apha eyaziwa ngumama. Saye saphuma ke sayotsho kwamasipala uba sicela umasipala noko akha azama usinceda. Usisabele kakhulu kumasipala wethu sabulela. Kodwa ke ngoku sinomngeni omkhulu ongamanzi iwater. I-laundry yethu ngoku ayikwazi ukusurvive anymore ngenxa yamanzi. Sibe nomngeni kakhulu ke ngoku ngamanzi nendaba yoba indawo esiranayo siyayirenta 800 per month. Nendaba yoba ke ngoku if asisebenzi kwi-laundry akho nto siyingenisayo. Ngomnye ke ngoku umngeni wethu ukuba at least i-stipend naso if besinokwazi uba sikwazi ke ngoku umasipala if iyakwazi umuntu onokwazi usinceda. Enkosi.
Enkosi, Mama. I'm going to try and translate, and I'm going to actually invite Kawakazi to take the mic again and also assist me. But what I'm hearing the lady saying is that she's running a cooperative of 5 ladies who are involved in a laundry, and they're having some challenges with water and also premises because of their renting, not owning. So Kawakazi, maybe you can just correct my translation and talk a little bit to us about how you engage as the municipality with potential beneficiaries and how you stimulate local.
Should I shoot?
Please.
Miss Nozi.
You were cut off a bit there again, Jeremy.
Okay, I'm so grateful to you, Nozi. Thank you. It's almost like you like the human Vodacom connection. Asking, and also to how you promote and reach out to potential beneficiaries from the communities to grow their businesses.
Thanks, Jeremy. I think just to add on what Muvuyelwa was saying is that much as they've received the support from the municipality, which they appreciate and they are very grateful of, they've also have got a challenge now, which is the fact that the water, if you laundry, it actually operates using water. So if you don't have water in a laundry enterprise, it becomes a very serious challenge. And that particular challenge, it hampers on how their enterprise is actually functioning because they don't do any kind of business. And yet at the end of the month, they're expected to pay rentals of 800 rands, let alone the fact that they are even unable to pay their own stipends amongst the group of cooperatives members that they are 5. So those are some of the challenges that she is actually highlighting and actually calling out on anybody who could be sympathetic in assisting them to ensure that they overcome that particular challenge. I think there was also something else I needed to, but I didn't hear the question properly, Jeremy.
How
You're frozen, Jeremy.
Okay.
Okay. Start from the beginning again. You're cut off.
Okay. Thanks, Nozi. I wanted to Kabakazi, from the municipality side, how do you reach out to communities to grow their businesses? So small business people, how do you focus on correcting the societal imbalance that we sit with as a country?
Thank you. I think one of the things that actually BIGM has actually helped us on was to capacitate us on the issue on understanding the role of communication. When they actually empowered us on communication, we actually thought that we all know what communication is all about. But I think the fundamentals of communication, we really were not mastering them. One of the things that they actually highlighted insofar as communication is concerned was the fact that you need to be transparent. You need to identify a tool of communication that will be actually able to be received by the person who receives your information. And that particular communication tool, it should be a tool that will be able to actually deliver the message in the manner that you had intended for. Now, in this particular regard, we are actually using some kind of face-to-face interactions with them. They would come into our particular offices, and then we actually provide them with the business advice, business counseling, and we also use channels like your Facebook channels, the municipality's Facebook page. It helps us to actually reach out to them. They know when we do have actually windows where we are opening up window to say enterprises or aspiring enterprises can actually forward their applications now. So we constantly keep in touch with them. We also have got the municipal website that has actually been updated recently. So those are some of the actually tools that we use to ensure that we communicate with them. However, as I have said as well, is the fact that we do have that personal touch as the face-to-face communication with them.
Thank you. I do think that that last point you raised about the personal touch is such an important one. When we do have varying levels of access across different channels. Nozi, can I bring you in here? I'd like you to reflect on what you're hearing from the 3 beneficiaries as well as from the LED side of the municipality. What are your thoughts about what you're hearing, and what do you think municipalities should be doing more of to promote inclusion in economic development in the context that we find ourselves in now?
Thank you, Jeremy. Well, from what I'm hearing, it looks like the LED program is on its feet in terms of supporting the work of the vulnerable groups. So the youth, I like the representation that has been made on the panel, the youth, the women, as well as it's the youth basically, because Ukolani is also representing the youth sector. But what I like about about this approach is that it looks like the support to these vulnerable groups is institutionalized into the LED program of the municipality, which is very key because it should be part of the LED strategy of the municipality. And I also like what Kolani said about having job creation as part of their business strategy, because part of the work of the municipality is to create job creators. And so in developing and in helping businesses and that they are supporting, it is very important that for sustainability purposes, the business must have a potential to grow. And for that, it must also plan for its growth. And I really liked the indication that there is actually a business strategy. And part of that strategy is to drive job creation in the expansion of the job. Those are key sustainability issues. And again, on the cooperative, I think I like the idea that again, that's what we do mostly as women. We like to work in groups. I like the fact that they're organized as a cooperative to run the laundry business. But I really, the municipality should then really, because again, the water provisioning, I'm not sure about the nature of the challenge of water that Magao was referring to. I hope that it is not because the business is struggling because the municipality is unable to provide water, or that there are water cuts caused by the problem of drought or whatever, because the municipality then should then come in to assess what is the nature of the problem with water. And I know that Ndlambe is both a water services authority and provision and provider, and therefore the solution to resolve that should be within the municipality, unless then it is a general problem in the community where there is a challenge with water at Ndlambe. So I did not really get to understand that, and it should then be a focus, and I guess it is affecting all the businesses in the community if that is the case. I think the key to I think I made reference to the vulnerable groups being organized. And I think that is very fundamental. You get them organized in the office of the mayor. You have the special programs unit that has coordination of the stakeholders of the vulnerable groups. And part of organizing them is to ensure that there is an accountability measure wherein within the municipality, there's the structure that is actually sitting in the municipality's programs, whether they are IDP rep forum, whether they are whatever, because in the youth structure that sits, for example, in the that is represented, you have youth in business, youth in various sectors of the economy and the community. So if you have them organized and as representatives of the entire ward, it helps where they account to a structure, or rather to a structure that has representatives from all the wards of the municipality. Then they will be able to even report the programs that they are working with the municipality and expand on the programs. And so across, even if it's women's structures, we would want that kind of a feedback to say the structures that are representing these sectors in the municipality are not accounting to themselves as individuals, because sometimes that tends to be the problem, but rather they should be they should attend municipal programs and report back so that the communities are aware of what the municipality is doing for the youth, for the women, for the children, for the people with disabilities, etc. And I think one of the structures maybe that I think needs to also, because Utebo mentioned the non-binary communities, is one of the sectors that as municipalities must deliberately establish, because they are currently beginning to organize. Where they are not organized, especially in rural municipalities, and because they are living in obscurity in those areas, maybe get them organized so that they can have their voice as part of inclusivity in the municipal program, as part of the designated groups that should also be in the mayor's office. And so a proper analysis of what we have in the wards should then lead to the establishment of such structures and getting them active. And I think I must commend the LED manager indeed for the program that she is coordinating, and that there is more that needs to be done, of course. But what is key is that this must be known in communities, and the sectors that are there must be reporting back to their wards so as to expand some of the initiatives. Thank you.
Wonderful. Nozi, thank you so much for bringing our panel to a nice summary, and also an encouragement to keep up the good work and continue and deepen it. And so please, LED are doing the beautician, the braai master, and the laundry manager. Please let their businesses grow from strength to strength. And if we come to Ndlambe, we want to eat at your chisanyama, pampered at your spa, and go to the laundry as well to have our beautiful clothes cleaned. Thank you so much, everybody. Please let's masikwabele izandla for this wonderful panel. I would love to talk more, Nozi, about this. I would like more time, but I am imprisoned by my own role. So we're going to have to close this panel now. So thank you very much as well. Okay, let me welcome our final panelists for today. Gallardo from what your hometown is.
Yes, I suggest you try
new names, Sipho. So if you can hear me.
You're cutting on and off, Jeremy.
Can I suggest that you
change networks? I'm terribly sorry about.
We continue without the video.
Again? Yeah. Okay.
Can you continue without the video? Let's just have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to sit without my video for a while. I'm very sorry from my side about the tech challenges. I'm not quite sure what bandwidth is doing today. But Marshall, or Sipho, tell us a little bit about this model of Big M.
Sure.
Its essence and its evolution.
And Kosi, Jeremy. It's interesting for us in Teboho how we've been shaping the program. At the beginning, we were targeting 6 municipalities and coming in with 6 Canadian partners to pair them up. They liked each other so much that we had to get them married to each other, and they became partnerships. And they've had a happy marriage for the last 4 years. But, you know, as in any relationship, as we heard today, we heard from MM, we heard from Charmaine, that partnerships work because you get to know each other. You get to know who you are. You become family. You become acquainted with each other and how you work and what works here and what doesn't work there. We heard a lot about getting to know each other's reality. So from that perspective, Teboho and I have been the matchmakers all along. Also, Teboho has done, Teboho and team at Salga have done a great job to look out for different relevant partners that may contribute to the lasting marriage of this of these partnerships. And as I have said the last 5 days, Big M is a project of partnerships upon partnerships. And today we have seen here, and we talked a little bit about it, that as Big M has rolled along, municipalities, within the municipalities, they realize we need internal partners. So if we're talking about assets, we need the people in finance, we need the people in planning, we need the people in infrastructure. And as Taboho has said before, all of this really gives us and lets us work on making a conducive environment for LED. And this is why here in the Ndlambe partnership, we see the trickle effects of understanding, how asset management, tackling asset management with various lenses can contribute to the economy of a locality, of a municipality. We heard from other Salga colleagues like Telly, James, Zona, Nosy, how everything gets intertwined really when we're talking about a municipality. It takes a whole village, as they say, to raise up a child. Well, it takes a whole village to make a municipality work and be able to render services to its citizens. And I think throughout the partnership, we've really looked at working all together, not only across the ocean, but within Ndlambe, within Salga, to support the municipalities on the ground. So again, we see a lot of partnerships. I think that's what we have really learned along with Big M and how to make up a project work of this magnitude. I see my brother Mbulelo is there. I think he's trying to queue up his presentation.
Thank you so much, Marshall. What you say about the partnership of partnerships is so important, and also partnering in our own organizations is often overlooked. So I think that point is also critical, how we collaborate, for example, between those who would typically lead asset management, those who would lead climate resilience, and those who would lead economic development. It's how they all combine. So thank you for those points. Mbolelo, tell us from your side more about this Big M model. I know that you are an asset and you have also evolved in this process. I don't want to take your don't take your stories, but let's hear from you, the Big M model and its evolution. What are your thoughts?
No, thank you very much, Jeremy. When you were struggling, I said, hey, as a project manager, I must take over because perhaps you didn't have more data. Because I thought so. But thank you very much, the Mayor Ndiyakubulisa, MM, PDO, municipal staff, Aufani Batu. Mbule, my poison. I remember when we were in Canada as the MM has just said, Jeremy. It's true. The word that I used was that they are being swallowed by the municipality, because if you can Google city of Ottawa, that's how we call it, Toronto, and compare it with Ndlambe, there's a too much. I don't know whether it's a gap. Oh, it's this gap. You know, this asset, Jeremy, they are very, very important as part of how we align ourselves with asset management. When I joined this program, I was not like this. My hair was black. but because of climate change and the impact of the work that we are doing, I ended up like this. But nevertheless, it's the impact of climate change. But the work that we're doing gave me wisdom. They didn't give me stress, Mr. Malungelo. It gave me more wisdom. The patience that we had with my team, Kaya, Isaac, Clarissa, Tabisa, Malungelo, Zona, and Sandy from communication. Yes, it indeed is true on how Ottawa managed to assist us with communication to get to know how we can be able to assist our municipalities to communicate. Asset management is about communication. If you want to get it proper, is to communicate it within different departments in the municipality and ensure that you align it with gender mainstreaming, because they are the ones that are using asset. Perhaps people are asking us today, why today are we having people that are on LED, on asset management? Is that natural asset turn projects into local economic development. If you have a proper infrastructure, you will have a proper local economic development. So you're creating a conducive environment for local economic development. That's how we have to grow the economy, is that we put this infrastructure, but who uses that infrastructure? It's our different vulnerable population, women, youth, which was one of the core for the project, as who knows just alluded. We were focusing here on asset management precisely because of the environment and how we look at the water challenges when we started with the program. Is that there's a key challenges that we are faced. But where do we start? We are starting now, moving forward. We are not saying this relationship is over. No, we are starting this relationship based on the way forward, as Marshall has alluded, is that we've got a program which we have introduced for the colleagues to do it. The project is on asset management. It means I'm too dark. You don't even see me. I'm trying to become an angel on the other side, but it's because I fell in love with asset management. This program, I think we've got colleagues that are doing it. It's a new program that we want to take it further for municipalities, so that when you go to local government elections after, the new councillors should be able to say, for us to start a new chapter or continue with what Ndlambe has done, how do we start with this asset management? But as PDO has just alluded, that prior to that is to coordinate the engagement between Port St. John and the Ndlambe, so that both officials and our political leadership are also vested much on the asset management. Because I said it to you, born in asset management, you grow, you mature, you decline, you die. So asset management is like that. When a municipality buys a car for the municipality, or the one that we received from our anchor, they need maintenance. They've got a life cycle. I'm told I must not move. As an asset, as a biological asset. So they need maintenance for us to ensure that those assets are well equipped and they've got a lifespan. After a certain period of time, you have to change. You have to take them to a service. So leadership with me, it means I must maintain myself because of as an asset. I use myself as an example, and the colleagues from KIT, they were saying, I must put this thing here. It's part of the asset. You can use this. So if you can use it, make sure that you can use that kit as an asset. But he also went to see the Chisanyama. He said we should have told him yesterday to go and utilize that area. It's for local economic development, but the way it started with environmental issues where FANI comes in, so that you give a license. When we had another project, we struggled to get the data from municipalities. It's precisely we don't know who's who in our corners, but it's fine for now so that we know. But asset management, it's all about that. So there's a demand management, building a credible asset management plan. The colleagues will be completing on that. So I was also talking about life cycle cost and plan budgets. What we were paralyzed in Canada is precisely that module 3, PDO, life cycle cost and plan budgets. They know. And was saying, what is not good to go? I saw laughing, but at the end I said, no, patience, we start somewhere. James normally say, you sharpen up the blade. So we have sharpened up Ndlambe and Port St. John. They must now be able to tell a story about this asset management. We're not yet there, but they've capacitated us to do some of the issues. Demand management, it's in line with your IDP, because it also assists the municipalities to prioritize projects that are coming. So we the last part that I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna say you'll be the first one to benefit on this because we've concluded it on Wednesday. It's a free course on asset management. You'll just log in and be ensuring that you can do it. So this one, I think I'm done on this one. But how do you build a credible asset management? Is that the colleagues that are doing the training, it's also going to be able to assist council to make informed decision based on that asset management plan. Everything that we do is assets. When we started here at PDO, that road was not the same as it is now. I could count traffic lights in Ndlambe, but they've put asset now, and there's part of technology. One thing that we need to do here is to maybe talk to service providers, PDO, for the connectivity. I know it's you, Jeremy, there, but today we see an improvement because when City of Ottawa was trying to connect, they had those challenges for connectivity. But what Fanny said, I hope is going to be implemented as part of it, time management. Let me raise what said to me yesterday about time, but we do understand how we operate in the society. So I'll go to the this spoke a lot about GBA plus. I'm going to talk about this training. This training, we managed to conclude with Marshall and we'll be presenting it to the governance structures so that the PDO can also, we strengthen it. It's going to be for all the SALGA councillors. No, I'm fine. Oh, you want to put it, okay. So the training, it's based on Assets Management 101. I'm moving it today, I'm giving you. So Assets Management 101, we concluded with CINAM. It's Canadian network of asset managers in Canada. They also been funded by the government of Canada through FCM on how FCM is using its partners to develop programs. So they've developed these programs. It's now online, Madam Mayor, that anyone can log in like the GBA plus. I'll be happy if the leadership and officials and whoever within the municipality, it's a free course. Whoever can do it on the GBA plus, you log in, you do it, you get a certificate on gender-based assessment issues. So they are offered this opportunity. They didn't say for asset people, but for everybody, who can be able to do it. So is it fine now? Yeah. So Once you register on this one, we'll share the link after writing a proper. So you click in, you create a new account, you create a new account, gives you a password. Ian will check with me whether we can allow, because you have to put the municipality. It's a pilot for the next 2 months before you conclude the project. Once we can have more than 500 people logging in on this program, we'll open it for a year. So that's the challenge that we are experiencing. Hence, we thought even before we take it to our governance structures, but because we are here for asset with the last 3 municipalities as part of the close-up, where the others didn't get it. So you are fortunate, Madam Mayor and the team. So it gives you all the information, but because I've registered already on Wednesday, I logged in. I put my email address. I put my password. I sign in. I only need data, Jeremy. Welcome back, because I logged in. So it talks about.
Thanks for the e-wallet.
So you do policy governance, how you contribute to asset management practice, planning, decision making. So you go through all these videos. It tells you where to start the courses. So those are the first 3. Then the last 2 is data information, what I spoke about, Mambulelo, so that we can close that gap. Then we go to people and leadership, where it talks about leadership on how to do the asset management course. So the data, Malungela, I know you're interested on this one. So you'll register and do it. So this course is for free. You can do it at any time, But when you log in, we'll be able to get the data, the team from BIGM, so that we can also share with the municipalities that are participating in the professional certificate, which is due on Monday. I think you'll see there's this portion where you have to comment as a accounting officer. Perhaps even Ms. Nombulelo Viti can also make those comments before they can be accepted to the program. So these are free courses as part of the sustainability of the project. But we said, let's open it for the participating municipalities first, so that they can see and learn funny on this. Asset management is combining the 2: climate change, asset management, community. So all the 3 elements that we've been talking about are part of us, so that we are able to contribute to asset management practice. So this is an opportunity, planning and decision making. What we are going to do through the PDO is we're also going to make a submission to Rio's department cluster, to say, how do we also include this as part of our councillor induction, so that councillors next year, after we have inducted them, it's part of them, so that they can be able to do it. But also try to present it in all the structures that we'll be having, MM's forum across the 9 provinces, as part of the beneficiaries that we are having. So we'll also request the municipalities to be able to communicate this thing once we have done that part. So thank you very much, Jeremy, for the opportunity, Ma'am Mayor, to be part of the family of Ndlambe. I'm now a family of Ndlambe, precisely because of the relationship that we had. In any project, if you don't encounter challenges, PDO, it means you'll be lying with your project. We have to have these challenges that we faced, but we overcome most of them. But it's precisely because we work together with Mr. Mboleko and the team. Thank you very much. Jeremy, over to you.
Thank you very much, Bulelo. You know, as you speak, you have the charisma of Reverend Tebogo, and you've made Big M almost into a religion. And I'm even thinking the passion that you speak around assets, it's almost like, I know we can't make false gods, but it's almost like we should revere our assets as if they are precious. So precious, in fact, that we revere them in a way which we haven't done before. You know, we must know where they are. We mustn't build on them. They're almost sacred. So thank you for inspiring me and bringing assets into the really a different level of understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's applaud Tebogo and Marshall for the excellent work they've done in the Big M initiative. Good people, we're going to move now to our close. Can I please invite the mayor of Ndlambe, Mayor Ngamiso, to come to the podium to bring our session to a close.
Thank you very much, Jeremy, for the day well spent. I also thank Mayor Tingo, who chaired the first session of the day. In thanking everybody that is present here, our program directors, you made us to understand the program more and more. Your contributions at least made us to know where we are heading to. Salga, Mr. Pepe, I'm sure your prayer when you were standing here and you pray for us to continue, and I said, I receive. And I know God listened to that prayer of yours come November 2021. That prayer will be answered. Thank you very much. Also for your contribution and what you proposed here, that Ndlambe as well as Port St. John's to continue with this, and we're looking forward to those engagements. And fortunately, the municipal manager is here, is present in this. He's the one who's going to take it up and make sure that as politicians, we understand the role and the road we are going to take. Thank you very much, Mr. Pepe. To Salga, at large, Salga, you are an example of a body that one can follow very easy. You empowered us. You make sure you advise us. You make sure that we are performing as the municipality as it is expected from us. Thank you very much for the guidance. Thank you very much that today is the last day of us partaking in the program, but what we've learned from the program, we'll take it further and be able to implement it. As much as it is going to be difficult when it comes to implementation, but I think if we can do our implementation in phases, we take one part, we implement, and we go forward up until we implement the whole strategy. To all participants that are here, thank you very much for participating in this program. And I hope all those that raise challenges in terms of the LED funding and all that, and the place that is taken care of, we are going to try and look into it as Ndlambe Municipality. Let me also thank the people from the media who were busy taking all the videos, the photos and all that. Thank you very much for your patience. We are looking forward to forge the relations, with everybody that is present here. Tebogo, I know, we know each other. Let's hope that you are going to help us a lot in what you've been explaining here in terms of how to manage the asset going forward. Thank you very much, Jeremy, and the Canadians. Thank you very much. As director, Willie said that the only thing that she is sure of with the Canadians is time management. And I think from that, we will achieve a lot if that can be taken into cognizance in terms of implementation of making sure that our communities are well offended with programs of the municipality. We are able to go to the municipality, we are able to talk about it, we are able to communicate with them so that everything that we are doing as Ndlambe Municipality, it is something that is understood or the community understands. Thank you very much to everyone. Goodbye, Jeremy and Canadians. Goodbye, Salga, participants, to my councillors too. Thank you very much for your support. I think this gathering is urgent. Thank you very much.